Hello and welcome back to Out of War here in the Winter Arctic. So in the last episode there we got a rather large payday. So the first thing I've done today here is invest in the D11 Dozer. It just cost over 1.7 million. Now what I want to do with this is kind of clean up our little base here. We have a roadway going all the way down to our first platform here, but we've no kind of pass to connect us up to this top platform where we're doing most of our mining. So today I want to connect this to our road network down there. So with the dozer here, I'm thinking the trick is to take it very gently with it indeed, and hopefully not to get huge hole into the ground like I did previously. So I went ahead there and installed the GPS. Hopefully we can keep this bucket kind of fairly flat there. We don't want to tilt it too far to either side. And let's just go ahead here and start scraping this top layer of ice, and we'll work our way down there to the road. So if we can take it nice and gently, hopefully. Okay, we're starting to tilt to one side there. Let's go ahead and reset ourselves. Back there. Yeah, let's lower that bucket slightly. This dozer definitely feels like it has much more power than the previous one I was using, that is for sure. Okay, let's go ahead here and we can lower it another little bit there. We're slightly tilted, let's try and fix that. Okay, that should do. It's working quite nicely there. Nice and slowly. Yeah, we can raise that bucket and come back. Let's get ourselves on the bucket is fairly straight there. Not too bad. If we can keep it in at half a degree, I would be reasonably happy. There we go. And if we can start turning now to the right. Yeah, let's back it up and we'll go again. Need to lower that bucket slightly. There we go. Yeah, let's go back. And hopefully we can push all the way out of this little hill with this go through. Okay. Alrighty. Reasonably happy with how it's going. So let's start scraping the top of this layer of dirt. Might be a little bit too far down there with the buckets, but let's see how it goes. Okay, push forward, forward. Okay, let's raise that bucket. A little bit uneven back here, let's give it another quick go over. Try and push it smooth as possible so we can get the paving machine up here. Okay, let's go all the way back to the concrete. And we have quite an angle there. So that is pretty good. If we can bring it straight down. Okay. There we go. And that's nice, very nice. Alright, let's drop that bucket and we go again. I want to start turning to the right here, please. Drop it a little bit more there. We don't want to dig too much into the ground here. Okay, let's stop it there and raise that bucket. Back it up. Okay. And a little bit of an angle there. Let's correct that. Still a bit too far down, I believe. Let's try this. Okay. Need to come back from the start. Alright, let's correct this angle. Here we go, that will do. Okay. Alright, let's drop that bucket slightly and start pushing. A little bit more. Just kind of coasting down this hill, not applying too much power. You can see where we're trying to connect with a road over there in the distance. It is a powerful dozer. It is having no trouble moving through this, which you would expect with the cost. Okay, let's push from here. Okay, we don't want to go too much further down there. We're kind of creating a hollow. See if we can re-level this. Okay, let's wait for the save to win there, and we go again. A little bit bumpy there, but the roller will probably fix that for us. Okay, let's go back there and scrape that. A little bit more. Okay, let's go from here. I've made it worse somehow. Okay. we will leave that for now, and I will come back and the roller and we will try and fix that there. Okay. So the problem is I'm going over a bump there, so let's get out and do a little bit of flattening here by hand. So we can try and fix this. This kind of high point there is creating a problem. So, alright, let's jump back in there, see if we can flatten this out a bit better. Oops. Okay, let's go. So our production facility down there in the warehouse is at max capacity, so you can see there in the top right we're getting plenty of experience points at the moment. Getting those ingots is pretty much our only source of experience on this map. I haven't managed to do one single quest, but that's okay. Okay, let's raise that bucket. We don't want to dig too much into the ground here. Oh my god. Just making a big hole. Okay, that should do. Let's try and line up with a road here. On a little bit of a hill here, so we want to dig in a bit more to go down there and make a connection. Gonna have a little bit of dirt here to get rid of, but that's okay. Try and level out here. I think we're a little bit below the road level there, but that's okay. Okay, let's back that up there. It's a little bit uneven, but it is a dozer. I think it did pretty well there, to be honest. Alright, I think I'm going to jump in the roller there and level this out. We're making a mess of things here. Let's park this up for now. Okay, so I'll get in my roller there, level that out, and we'll take a quick inspection. Okay, so I rolled this out with a roller here. It's a little bit uneven. We may have to do some improvements here to get a paver machine to run across us. But overall there, it's not too bad. Like, we have a couple of hollows there that the paver most likely will not pass over. But in general, it is not too bad. But anyway, we'll get into paving this at another stage. So what I want to do now is jump back into our dozer. We have a little bit more pack clearing to do here. So this first platform here is not connected to a road either. So let's go ahead and fix that now. So I'm thinking if I come down from our ramp here and push the dirt back onto the road there, is probably the way to go about this. Hopefully that 4x4 is not in the way there. Be able to scooch past it there. There we go. So, like before, gently should be the method. And again, we're kind of coasting. No pressure need there on the accelerator. A little bit deep there, too deep. Okay, let's stop. Back it up, and let's pass over that again. Push some of that dirt down into that hollow maybe. Okay, let's go ahead and straighten that blade out. There we go. Let's go nice and slowly. Let's go again. Okay, that's flat. Pretty flat at least. Okay, it's looking a bit better. Let's slow it down there. Oops. Maybe we can kind of flatten this out here without digging my road up. Okay, that's not great obviously, but we can work on that and improve it. And I'm stuck. That blade is raised as high as I can get it there. That's not good. What are we stuck on? Oh my god. Okay. Alright, that's not looking great there, so we're going to pass over it again. Alright, let's go. Might be digging a little bit too far down there, or pushing a bit too far down. Okay, so let's slow that down. Let's turn it slightly. Okay, stop you there. That might not be too bad if I can get back up this hill without digging up the ground. Okay, there we go. That will do nicely. Alrighty, let's pack that up and roll this real quick here. It should not be too bad, I would hope. But this roller is not a miracle worker, but it is pretty good. Wait for a save to complete there so we can begin flattening this. Alrighty, there we go. Hopefully I can get over this mound here. If not, I'll come at it from the other side. There we go. We can reverse her down the other side hopefully here, if I can get it lined up. Go forward there a little bit. That should do. Getting caught there at the back. Let's try and change the angle. And just catch it there with the edge of the vibro. It should help quite a bit. I have a huge hole there. That's not ideal, obviously. Let's see if we can flatten some of this mound down into that. Okay, a little bit, it's still a big hole, but that's no problem, we can fix that. And that is not too bad, I would say. Let's get out here and have a better inspection. It is not amazing, but it is okay. I think we can get a paving machine up that or I'm going to attempt to get a paving machine up that, at least I should say. We have a little bit of a hollow there, but if we get out our dirt, we can throw some dirt back down here and smooth it out a little bit. Where's my shovel? And that's a little bit better. Not amazing, but that's okay. So we've made some improvements to our production facility here, so we need to make ourselves a little bit of a bigger foundation there. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and pick up some of this. So we're going to push back this dirt and expand our foundation a little bit over this way. We have this old dozer here, we can go ahead and get rid of that. Store is not what I want. I want my vehicles. And that is the DX9. Can't remember how much we paid for this, but let's see how much we're gonna get back there. We're getting 620k back. That is very generous, I would say. Let's go ahead and get this Jeep out of the way here. Park her up there, that will do. Alrighty, let's get this dozer turned and put her to work. Okay, here we go. Get that blade wrapped. Try and keep it straight as I possibly can there. Got a big tilt there to the left. Alrighty, let's go. Try not to hit that pylon there. Okay, that will do. A little bit more room there. So unfortunately I don't have a way to cross over to the other side there, so I will drive around. Actually, we can jump out here and get ourselves a bit more concrete laid down. Need to go ahead there and invest in some more concrete blocks. Go ahead there and just grab a whole bunch of those. Why not? We have the cash for it right now. And we're on grid build, I believe. A little bit of dirt there. Let's go ahead and clean you up. Why not? But I'm super happy with that new dozer. I don't know if the one I was using was just a little bit janky or whatever, but this one seems quite a lot more effective. But I definitely take it gentle with us because it is a crazy machine. Does like to, I don't want to say create dirt, but it's like it's gathering dirt as you're pushing it, and sometimes you're never really sure when it's going to decide it wants to drop that dirt when you hit a bit of an angle there or whatever. Alright, let's get rid of this dirt real quick here. Make it look nice and clean. Little speck there, and of course it does not want to oblige. That's okay. Let's continue with our foundation here. Oops. A bit of a mound there. We'll get rid of that real quickly. One more in here, possibly. No, that's fine. Okay, so we can go ahead here then and get our storage back down. That's on number 9 there, and you were going to connect there. So I blocked my dozer in. Let's go ahead and move that dozer real quick. Alrighty, let's get my storage back down there then. So over here as well, we connected our high temp smelter, and we have a bit of a storage unit here that needs a foundation, I would say. The smelter itself, yeah, let's just go ahead and what have we got here? Oh, this is the bare roller. So let's put our smelter back down. We shouldn't have picked that up, but that's okay. There we go. Alright, let's jump back in our dozer here then. Just a slight hill here. Not too much to do. Okay, let's move our dozer over to the side here while I'm over in this direction. Oops. Alrighty, there we go. We kind of disrupted our road building there, but that's okay. I'll come back with the roller and get that. So we need a bit more of a foundation out this way, if I do remember correctly. That should be plenty of space there to throw down my storage unit. Or my bare roller and storage unit, I should say. Let's get that bare roller back on there first. That is correct. A little bit more room there perhaps. One more grade. Let's get that storage back out then. There we go. Just about enough room there, but that's decent-ish. Let's give it one more grid there, actually, why not? And I believe I have some railings in my inventory. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit more appealing, to me at least. I'm not sure if you all like the kind of aesthetic part of the game. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a couple of stairs there, why not? Might build a footpath up to this here at some point. Go ahead and grab a bunch of those. We'll use them for something along the way. There we go, that's pretty nice there. Very satisfying, the building in this, I have to say. I am entertained. Okay, so we have a cell point that's kind of bedded into the ground there. Let's go ahead and get our dozer to fix that up and get that lined up correctly. Alright, so we can just start pushing. It doesn't matter too much about keeping this even. Just want to clear a bit of a space there. Hopefully we can reach under this chute or fit under this chute. Not really, but it's allowing us to. Well, that's not good. Let's go ahead there and fix that before we make a big hole in the ground. Okay. And we can just go ahead and get rid of this here real quickly with our pickaxe. That should do. Bucket is catching there. Need to scrape a little bit more there to get those foundations on, I would say. Not that much though. Alrighty then, let's see how that is looking. Not amazing, but that's good enough for what I'm trying to do here. Alright, let's get some concrete blocks back out then. And I'm hoping the cell pointed is quite large. I'm hoping that I did clear enough here to actually fit it onto this foundation. Alrighty then, let's get our chute back on there and get that cell point back out. So here's our chute, snap on there, and the cell point itself, I want to rotate you please. You need to go a bit more this way. Okay, and I'm stuck, that's not ideal. So let's go into our map here and rescue ourselves. So we're going to be all the way back over at our first production. Let me find a vehicle here. So the Airvic. We'll go ahead and drop you. Okay, so let's go ahead then and tab back over to our other site there. That will do. And how is that looking? It's not exactly centered, but I'm going to call that pretty good there. We can go ahead and get rid of this start here. Start will come in useful later when I want to fill in some hollows in that road that we just pushed out with the dozer. Alrighty, get that concrete back out then. A little bit more, that's okay. Let's get some railings back out and clean this up a little bit. Okay, that will do. Don't have so much going on over here. What we can do is get ourselves a little footpad up there to this one. So if we go and get our blocks again, let's go ahead here and build ourselves a bit of a wall. Get our stairs out there. Go into first person so we're not clipping through everything. Okay, bit more concrete there perhaps. How are we looking here? Not great, a giant hole in front of us. That's okay. At least we have access up there now by foot. Not too bad. Let's get some railings going here, so we're not falling over the side there. Let's Go ahead and buy some more of those. Let's just get a whole bunch of them, why not? Kinda like the aesthetic of the snow encroaching on my footpath there. But we might dig that out at some point, why not? Looks reasonable. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, and we have some snow encroaching there onto our platform, but can we get a railing? No, it doesn't appear so. That is fine, that is fine. And everything else out here is looking pretty okay. I guess I could make some sort of a road, but I guess we are connected from the main roads to both sides now, and we have a little footpath up here. So it doesn't feel so disconnected, it feels part of the same operation at least. We can clean this back wall up here quite a bit for sure with some concrete there. So let's go in one more grade here. So we can kind of hide the abomination that my D9 Dozer left there. But it's not the Dozer's fault, obviously. Very much user error. A bit of hand digging, never hurts. Let's get some more concrete down. Get rid of you. Alrighty, that should do. Alright, let's just get some granite and blast that, why not? And number 9 there. I'm gonna go to snap build, please. That should be plenty. Beautiful. Bit of a foundation need, back to grid build, so. I somehow missed a big lump here. Alrighty, almost to the end. Are we to the end? No, it's quite a bit to go there. But let's just get to the sell point here. And run up top then to see how things are looking. Okay, pretty good I would say. Throw down a bit more of a foundation up here, why not? If I could get you to snap in there, that would be nice. There we go, and let's get ourselves a couple more railings down here. Safety is important on the site, for sure. Oops. Trying to be too fast, too tricky. Alrighty. Let's have a quick look over here, see if there's any. I mean, we could blow out with drain knight there if we want to. So let's go ahead and do that, in fact. Let's get myself onto snap builder, make it nice and easy to blow this. A little bit more down here. A little bit more. That should do nicely. We can probably sneak one more grade into here at the end here. Are we looking this way? Is that? Yeah, we need to do one more, so let's get that drain out back out. Make this nice and easy and quick. That should do. Very nice indeed. A little bit of a dirt here encroaching. Let's go ahead and get rid of that quickly. Very nice. Oh, I've got a floater there. Drain knights. Beautiful. So then a couple more railings, and I think I'm gonna call this one there. Pretty happy with how this has turned out, actually. I've been meaning to kind of do something with these two kind of areas we have to connect them. Did feel a little bit disconnected there, but quite happy now that when I get that road paved out, probably in the next episode here, or whenever I do that, that it will feel kind of all one unit connected to our original mine over there, where we kind of financed making it over to this part of the map. And there is still some work to do over in that original mine. It's just there's quite a lot to do over here right now with kind of getting stuck into this rather large mountain ahead of us here. So, but we're gaining levels. When we get level 38, we're going to have our next big upgrade here, which is a new loader, which has about 2.5 times the capacity of the loader that we're using at the moment. So looking forward to that for sure. And also at level 40 we're going to have a new dump truck there, which is just over 2 times the capacity of the biggest one we have over there in the tunnel, if you can see it there in the distance. Let's get rid of this dirt here. It's kind of ugly. A little bit of pay dirt there too, but that's fine. Didn't improve it much, but I'll take it. A bit more foundation there, why not? Beautiful. Yeah. So I think I'm going to leave this one here. Cheers for watching. I do appreciate that. All the best to you.